include it.
Oh, I see. I thought we were already recording.
Oh,
So,
no, no, we're just going to start right now because I got
okay.
20 minutes or 15 minutes. It's going to be a short one.
Okay.
Hello, Jack. Now, you live in where it is, near Philadelphia?
Yeah, I'm in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay. And you had a snowstorm
Yes.
last night.
Yes.
I learned a new term. It's called nor'easter.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I said, what is that? Well, Margaret, because she used to live in New York, and she went through several nor'eastern. And what is that? The north and the east, the different forces of turbulence connect and become one force.
Right.
And individuals can experience horrific winds, a lot of snow. Depends on certain areas. You got 2 feet of snow, but
Yeah.
you got 5 inches.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a little cooler in your area,
Yeah.
and but how long have you been with me now, Jack? You've been with me
Uh,
for
well, it's over 6 months.
no, I don't think so.
We
You
started
started
in
in
June.
you started in June. Yeah, going in 6 months. You're absolutely right. Okay, and why are you? Well, first of all, how did you find me?
Uh, on Facebook. Uh, you know, I was looking at Gurdjieff, and then I saw Gurdjieff and Spinoza, and I was curious, like, what's the connection between them? And I saw your name, and I said, well, let me go on Facebook and listen to what the gentleman has to say, and look at your videos. And
Okay, so and then so and so why are you continuing with me?
well, um, one of the other students said, I don't know which one said, but Lewis is the real deal, and that's true. Um, I've been to psychiatrists, psychologists, but you're the only one that really gets into the mind to understand, you know, uh, how my mind operates and thinks, where I'm off, where I don't see clarity, and that's what I want, clarity, because I'm tired of the same behaviors over and over again, the repetitive behaviors, which are just what I've seen over all my years of living.
Yes, very good. Uh, Recently, you mentioned you're beginning to have a different attitude about yourself. You normally would say you just hated yourself. You want to be like someone else.
Right.
You never thought, you never um, basically like your manner or your who you perceive yourself as to be. So you
Yeah.
want to be someone else. Why was that?
I mean, you mean that feeling
What?
when I know?
Yeah, yeah. What was that? What were you trying to? Who were you trying to be, and why?
Oh, you mean when I was younger and playing all these different roles,
Yes.
like movie stars or athletes, or other people that I saw or met that I just felt that they had more on the ball than me. Could be somebody I work with, or a neighbor.
Or you say you even wanted to duplicate my behavior.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And so because you didn't like the way you were being, you didn't like the way you were functioning. So you thought, or your confidence wasn't, you didn't have the confidence. So you saw athletes or actors or different individuals who you appeared confident. So you want to imitate their attitudes or presence.
Yes.
All right. So, and this is what I think we all do is there's something we lack inside that we want, because if you had this, became that person you perceive as having confidence, uh, underneath that, we all want approval and
Yeah.
fear rejection. So if we are adequate, we feel we're okay, and take the image of being okay, then people will gravitate towards us and affirm us for who we are. But if we feel an emptiness, a lack of self-confidence, we're always concerned about the opinions of others. And that's a very difficult place to be. As I mentioned before, that most of my life I lived in fear, fear of rejection, fear of ridicule, fear of negative opinions of me, fear of criticism, fear of making mistakes. However, I still was able to function and became a successful hairstylist. But I've always felt this fear. And this has been with me most of my life until I would say about 20 years ago. I woke up one morning and I realized something was missing. And the feeling of fear had just gone, of this ever-present fear. It was like an appendage, like a big mole on the back, a growth that was just hanging on. And I felt lighter, and I acknowledged it right away. I knew what it was. I says, "Oh, I see you have left me."
Oh,
And what happened was this work has given me such power of learning how to access this power. What is this power? Is to come to see clearly, how to activate another part of the mind. There are two parts of the mind. One is passive, which relies on memory and is past-minded. And the other part of the mind is basically an awakened state. It's an active state. And how to reach that? And again, I've been doing this work for many, many years. And what this work has given me is the power to discern the difference and to access this intelligence. Because this intelligence functions or operates with reason and intuition. Reason is more than logic. Reason helps us discern what is the best course to take and how to get there. Intuition, again, sees the whole of our nature, the significance that is there such a thing as an intelligence. And the intuition also sees clearly, say, the path of a greater place to be, a new character that applies the mind to come to clarity and reason, how to discern truth from falsity. So you've experienced this, the idea that we have free will, that we function out of free choices. This is the first erroneous idea that has bestowed on human nature. Ever since infancy, we are groomed or say modified or affected, and by example, to believe that we have free will.
yes.
And this has put people in the dark because that's why anger is so prevalent in all of us. We are talking about anger. And I talked about myself. And I had a good example, a model of expression of anger was my father. When things did not go his way, he would express it. He'll take his anger out on his children, or he would destroy the object that he was working on, that it did not turn out the way he wanted. And this, so anger is an emotion. And one of the opportunities for all of us is to know our nature with this an awakened state. But how to reach that awakened state? We must learn how to journal, have a book, a journal, and begin to write the events that trigger us and to identify the emotions and to learn about anger, about hate, about pain, and desire. The four specific emotions: desire, pain, hate, and anger. Because they will always follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
And because when our desires are not met, when I don't get what I want, the thing is not turned out the way I planned, instantly I might break the thing. That's my nature. That's when my father, I might break the thing, especially, and it was costly because sometimes I'll break the computer
Oh, yeah.
or throw my phone because it's not operating the way I wanted to, or I couldn't. What the fact was, the real problem is what I discovered, Jack, is that the problem is the anger says I have pain and I want to get rid of the pain, because anger is desire, whereby through hatred we want to destroy or remove the object of our hate. So anger includes desire and hate. But what is hate? Hate is pain accompanied by the idea of something as the cause or someone as the cause.
Mm-hmm.
So we believe in hate. When we feel hate, uh, it's the reality of hate is that we believe when we're in pain, and we believe the object or person or the person is the cause of our pain. So then what is pain? Pain is a feeling of impotence. Well, first of all, the definition is less perfection. What does that mean? Less perfection, that is that perfection and reality are synonymous, according to Spinoza. We must learn Spinoza's language, and we must learn how to understand the language. And that's why someone who knows, who's been through the process, is so important. And that's what you're attracted to.
Yes.
You're attracted to, you want to become different. You're tired of expressing what you've learned since your childhood. Everyone has tools. These tools are like instruments that help us function in life, how to exist, how to prepare ourselves, get a job, education, nutrition, exercise, everything, or have a mate, raise children, buy a house. Those are everything we learn from our parents or environment, the education we absorb. We learn how to exist. However, as you can see, most people emotionally are not doing very well. They might live in a mansion or in a trailer or homeless. The fact is, they have a body, they have a mind. And if they do not activate the mind to come to the reality, there's such a thing as clarity and truth, they'll always live in their memory. And depending on their environment, how they grew up. Your parents are a good example that you become just like them. There might be little differences here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So your anger is like a duplication of your father. And so what I learned as I began to see my anger is that when I'm in the state, my desire is not met, I'm in a state of pain. Pain is a feeling of powerlessness, helplessness, impotence, and not knowing what to do. To be and surrender to those emotions and feelings, and it takes time to do that. If you are highly intellectual, it's almost impossible to do it. But some of my students who are in their 70s, by the way, Jack, how old are you?
70.
You just had a birthday, 70 years old.
Yes.
And it's possible, even at your age, you want to learn how to live.
Yeah.
Because you haven't liked the way you have lived. And you feel intuitively there's another way to be. I
Mm-hmm.
think your background, gave you the foundation. You studied what other spiritual works.
Yeah.
And you're involved with a spiritual group that you lead sometimes.
Yes.
So you'll have a spiritual tendency. Also, you have what is called intuition. The individual must have intuition to be able to do this work. And so we have a couple of minutes. I've said a lot. I've talked
Yeah.
most. But do you have anything you wanted to add?
Um, yeah, I would like what you said earlier, the desire to have to make more effort.
Desire to put in effort. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes.
Yes, yes.
What do you hear about in that?
Well, what I hear about it is I guess as you were saying, to notice when I get frustrated and say, what am I doing? Why is it happening like this? I need to make more of an effort to become, more conscious, I
Yes.
guess, of saying, I need to make more effort. Or as you've told me, make as much effort as you can, take a break and then come back. Sometimes I've noticed you make more of an effort and you back away, and then the insight comes. It might
Yeah.
be later on, it could be the next day for me.
Yes. And what you bring out is important. And so this is the bottom line. When I would get angry, I realized that the problem was not the phone or the computer. The computer would not operate or could not
Yeah.
operate the way I wished it would. It's because I don't have the knowledge to operate it
Yes.
or,
Yeah.
or solve the problem. And so rather than look, I wasn't able to see that until I began to really look at myself and see what was going on, that I feel powerless and helpless. And when we're open to that, the voice in the mind, now the voice of the awakened state will come about and will give us insights, because that is part of us. That awakened state is a higher consciousness. It's a higher part of the mind. Gurdjieff calls that the fourth level of consciousness, which is, uh, what does he call that?
The enlightenment.
Enlightenment, thank you. Nirvana, enlightenment. And what does that enlightenment means? There's a light in the mind. I see and I understand. So the effort must not be a forcing. It's not a muscle thing. It's a self-love thing.
That's a whole different way of looking at it, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Because as we begin to in touch with our real self, we begin to love the self, love our effort. Most people are seeking for love, all in the wrong places,
Mhm.
but the love is within us. Love our effort, love our understanding, because what we want to do is learn to understand. So I think this is great. Thank you for meeting, and I'll see you next week. Continue doing what you're doing.
Same time, Thursday at 1, my time.
Yes, yeah, same time, your time at 1 o'clock.
Good.
All right, Jack, and give your time. Of course, you've only been here 6 months,
Right.
but
Right.
making progress.
Okay.
And just continue doing what you're doing. And I would, you probably journal already, but write about the experiences with Blake,
Oh, yes.
with the power blower, the snow blower, and with your wife, Yvonne, these situations that triggered you.
Okay.
And observe the emotions.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, Louis.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.